First of all, guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Opeyemi. This is the Photographers Lounge, a platform where photographers meet and talk, and every other person. I mean, their clients, their what's it called now? Photo lovers, everybody. Lounge. This is a relaunch. It's brought to you by Red Flames Imagery. Yes, like I said earlier, my name is Opeyemi, so I'm the lead creative at Red Flames Imagery. And our guest this night is my amazing, should I call him Big Brother? Yeah, Mr. Alli Olamide, creative director of Ali Photography, a thriving brand that has done well both in Nigeria and in diaspora. So I wouldn't love to disclose your location, even though I might have an idea where you are. But if you want to, if you would want to, no problem, because we don't know who is watching us and from where they are watching us from. Let me go down to your introduction. Something very brief. Okay. So I guess tonight, like I said, is someone I admire and is someone. Okay, we've been on this for a very long time. Like, okay, I've been trying to get you to come, so it's a privilege to have you around. It's a rare privilege, and I do not take it for granted. I mean, he has been able to. Welcome, sir. He has been able to build a business that has thrived in Nigeria. I mean, he has traveled. He's a portrait and a wedding photography. He has traveled far and wide Nigeria and has seen. Let me see. Basically, I've seen it all in wedding photography because he had to move to Lagos at a point when Ibadan was not it no more. I guess you were not feeling Ibadan no more. So without wasting much of my time, much of everybody's time, let me welcome Mr. Ali of Ali Photography. So can you say something, sir? Just anything, just to introduce yourself to let people know you, sir.
Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Mr Ali, and like you said, I'm the creative director of photography. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for the privilege. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
I'm grateful. Yes.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for staying up with us. Now let's get down to business. When did you start photography and how did you start? What happened? Did you just stumble on it like people say? Let's hear your story, sir.
Okay, that's a very, very interesting one. Okay, this might make me expose some things, but like I don't mind. Yeah, so I started photography. Why did I learn to photography? So when I finished I did A levels.
Okay.
I finished from school and I did A levels, and after I finished A levels, I was trying to find a way to make money. Yeah, and that's I had two ideas in mind. I had one idea in mind. I had an idea of transforming the way of making suya. So I wanted to learn how to make suya. That's a weird thing. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, making suya, right? And I used to see the way they used to make it. So I'm like, there are cleaner ways to do it. I think there are people doing it now in Ibadan. I think there's this grill place in Ibadan.
Yeah.
They're making.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
even transform the idea I had at the time. I had that idea, and then one day I was trying to clean. No, no, I was trying to clean. I was thinking of another way of making this, of making money. So I reached out to my neighbor at the time. They had a photography studio, and what he told me was, "Oh, I just come to the studio and come and learn." And at the time, I had saved up 10K. Yeah, so I was like, okay, take the 10K on first. As far back as 2014.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, makes sense. So I went to the studio. They didn't teach me photography. They really taught me. They didn't even teach me photography. It was majorly taking pictures in the studio, Photoshop. I had a friend in the studio, his name is Kun. So he used to give me ideas and everything. Then this person, I will never. Sorry, give me this. I will never
Okay.
photography without. I'll never mention my journey in photography without mentioning this person.
Are
His
you
name
good?
is I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
His name is um, his name is Mr. Toba, right? Toba. So I entered UI. I dropped everything photography because I was in electrical electronics department, engineering department. Like, well, focus on your books, forget about photography. So um, in 300 level,
Are
in,
you good? Okay, you seem distracted.
in 300 level, um, in 300 level, I met in a reading room. I met a photographer. His name at the time was Global Photography, right? And I was like, I saw him editing pictures in this reading room. I was like, oh, I saw his pictures. Like, I would like to learn photography. I knew something about photography, and he was
Wow.
like, oh, makes sense that he will put me through. So he gave me books. He gave me started trying to put me through, gave me books, told me to. He mentioned one thing at the time. He said knowledge is very important because for a lot of photographers, we probably just carry cameras and just want to shoot.
Mm,
But he mentioned that your desire to know more is very important, right? So
yeah.
basically, that got me into reading more books, going to photography book, photography websites, reading so much, reading the books he gave me, everything. I think we didn't spend up to 2 months before I left Nigeria. He got a scholarship to learn medicine outside the country, and he left me. I forgot. I'm not happy. And so basically, that desire that he had put in me to know more, to improve, because he mentioned that, yeah, photography is creative, but for a start, you need to invest in knowledge, right? You
Yes.
need to read, you need to watch videos, you need to desire to know more. So, yeah, that's how I
Mm,
started photography. Um, I so every opportunity I got, very level, yes, we always for engineers, anybody that is finished from UI, for every year, there is always this IT we do. So 300 level IT, I was just reading, practicing, and then thanks to my dad and then saving up a lot because I saved a lot of money to buy my first camera. Right? I saved a lot. Like I was drinking guy because of it. So yeah, I drank Gary. Like, I wasn't fixing properly because I wanted to get the camera because I really wanted to do it. So yeah, that's how I
wow.
started photography. I hope that answers the question. So Suya photography. I even have a Suya website. I don't know website. I have a Suya page on Facebook that is still open till now.
Wow.
Facebook page, you see the Suya. I didn't mean Suya site at the time.
That's
Nobody
that's
knows.
amazing.
It's still there.
That's
It
good.
just kind of reminds me of how I started, also where I started. Yeah, I actually started this year business. Just so you know. Yeah.
Okay.
All
So
right. So
you never did anything about the suya.
I tried it before I told you I was selling suya.
Wow.
Bro, I'm bit of things. I used to work around 12 midnight because after I'm done, go, but I was not making profits.
Whoa.
I don't something, yeah.
Okay, so thank you. That was actually eye-opening to show that there is a starting point for everything. Like where we are now was not where we started from.
Yeah.
There were times that we had to scale up intentionally to get to where we are. Growth happened. That's what happened between 2014 and now. Well,
Actually,
that's
I started in 2016, not 2014.
okay. But you stumbled upon it in 2014.
Yeah.
That's great. So I'll just keep some questions. Yeah. How do you deal with creative block, lethargy? How do you put yourself back together when you don't feel like it anymore? Like when you have been shooting, 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 you get to a point like, okay, you are hitting the wall. There's no movement. You're just hitting the wall and bouncing back. So how do you deal with it? How do you do that?
Okay. Sincerely, yeah. Okay, I would say I've
Mm,
been through it. yeah, I've had moments where I didn't feel like shooting because I've been working back to back and I was stressed out.
Hmm.
How did I handle it? So the question is, how did I handle it?
Hmm.
Number one, I just kept on shooting,
Okay.
right? Which wasn't good. Number two, I took time out to rest, right?
Okay.
And one thing I would always advise is do other things,
Okay.
right? When I say do other things, doing other things will open your mind to the fact that there are other things outside photography, right?
Hmm.
For me, it
Yeah.
was creating videos. That's why I kind of also poured my interest into creating videos, right? Find something else you're interested in, do that thing. That thing is going to um, spoil your interest back into photography. It's going to add more creativity into it. It's going to help you feel relaxed. It can be going on a project. It can be working. It can be watching a movie and watch animes. So I could decide that I'm not editing anymore, I'm not shooting for a period of time. I don't think I've had a break from shooting. But what I would just do is I'll probably just watch an anime, create videos,
Hmm.
majorly creating because creating videos helps not you in this case me. It helps me break down my scenes into how I want to create the videos. It helps me write. It helps me gain more knowledge.
Hmm.
Right. That also in, in creating more photography because you get
Yeah.
to learn from others. In this case, I get to learn from others. I get to see how they create, and in that moment, I get to also like, okay, yeah, I'm ginger for more, right? Because I've done something for myself, not for that, for yourself, right? Do something apart from what is your creative life. You that makes it, right?
Hmm.
If you are a photographer, you can decide that you want to go. There's something Emmanuel does. He shoots. I forgot what he call it, but he
Okay.
does that on his right. That is like um, archery. Yeah, he does archery.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
if
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Is that not true?
I'm sure if he decides that he doesn't want to, he's going through a creative block. What would he do? He would take his archery game serious and then shoot arrows. That's where he can clear his mind. You get to just do
Yeah.
something different
Different
from
from.
your creative life.
Hmm. Hmm. So I'll be going down. I'll be trying to hit some nerves now. So I hope you are able to come out. So have you gotten to that point where you said, okay, I'm dropping this camera, I'm not doing it again? No, 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 I've had it. I've gotten it, like everything that has happened, I've gotten to this point where, okay, I'm dropping the camera. So when you get to that point, can you like give us the whole experience? When you get there, what happened? How did you overcome it? How did you find a new fire to continue?
I'm not going to
Mm,
lie. I've had so many.
mm. Tell us one that is breathtaking.
I've had
That will
so
blow
many.
our mind.
There was one in particular. I can mention one in particular that I can still remember to date. I was in Ekiti for a wedding, and
Ekiti.
because I was in Ekiti for a wedding, and because we have to travel, traveling is a lot of
Yeah,
stress. Nobody
it
talks
is.
about. Nobody talks about like people book photographers for weddings, but nobody talks about the stress of travel, right?
Actually.
And at the time, I didn't have a car, so that meant that I was going to travel via public transport. That was a lot of stress. And that was apart from the fact that there's the mental work of traveling.
There is.
So yeah, this particular time, I think I broke down. I was like, I'm not going to do this photography. I literally called my mentor. I have a mentor, Professor Kileda. Right?
What's the name, sir?
I
Do
his
you
name,
mind sharing?
his name is Professor Kileda.
Okay, 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 okay.
So I literally sent him a message that I'm done. I'm not going to do it photography. I, and you know, apart from the fact that it's a lot of work because it's a lot of work traveling,
Yeah.
there's also the post production work nobody talks about. There's also the calling process. There's also like, there's a lot of work that goes into just taking pictures that people don't talk about. That at that moment, I think because I had been doing it a lot and I had been going back to back, right? I
Yeah.
I called him. I said I'm not doing it. I told him I'm not doing it again. I'm done, right? And he encouraged me. He gave me words of motivation. He told me things to do, right? Told me to breathe, right? It's just for a moment, right? And I'll probably sleep it off, right? Pray, right? Study the word. I'll find strength in studying my Bible and all that, and listening to messages, which helped me. Like I said, after then, I've had moments where I'm like, I'm not doing it again. Like I've had like last year, I think I had a moment where I'm like, I don't need to do it. Like, bro, this is a lot of stress. People see the glamorous, the oh pictures fine, the finish. They don't see the you first they don't see the you first travel, right? Now you travel, you don't get to rest
At
as
all.
much. And for my kind of person, once I have the wedding work, I don't sleep properly because I have the mind, like I have the mindset that I want to please my client. So I probably get there around 10, 11. I don't sleep properly. I'm awake till like 2, 3. I wake up at 4. Then I start shooting from 6 to 7 or 8 in the night. They now travel again back to where I went because I don't stay because I want to go back to my house. Or because the next day is Sunday and I need to get to church.
Mm.
You get so
And
yeah,
I've been there. I understand.
yeah, and then you have to also work in church, and then by Monday you have to like take the pictures, start selecting, start. So yeah,
I started.
it's a lot of stress, and I'm not like there have been days, there are moments where I'm like I'm not days to begin. The amount of money I'm getting is not even enough for me stress, right? And everything.
Mm.
Yes, the money might commensurate the amount of work, but it's like it's a lot of work. But like yeah, but what keeps me going? Sometimes it's the vision I had, right? I'm like, oh, I want to do this thing. I want to document the moment. I love photography. I love capturing
Yeah.
moments. I love
Yeah.
creating memories that people will look at like 10, 20 years down the line. Like, oh, thank God I chose that kind of thing. Like, those things keep me going. And then bills, there's not like, yeah, we had a lot of bills. Want to buy a new camera, want to do this, want to do that.
As in,
Being realistic, there were bills to pay. And for
there
majorly,
were billions too.
picture, right? And be like, oh, I like to feel that I was intentional about creating or shooting. Yeah.
Okay.
That,
Yeah.
oh,
Thank you so much.
yes, to add to it, surround yourself with people, with the right people, right?
Mm.
It,
Mm.
it's important to have the right people around you because you
Mm.
can't do it right. It's it's easy to um, that person should go on a journey except they agree, right? If one falls down, the other one will pick the person up. Like in this case, if you don't have people to pick you up,
Mm.
to encourage you, to be like, okay, guy, can do this, right? I believe in you. But you can decide that I'm not the photography, right?
Yeah. Thank
And do something else. So yeah,
you. Mm.
if you have the right people, trust me, it will be much more easier, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So, we have like two more questions to go here. So the first one is like, okay, you've experienced the Nigerian scene of photography, and you know that there are graduation stages. So say something on gadget rentals. I mean, for people that cannot afford to buy gadgets that are feeling not enough because they don't have it,
Yeah.
acquiring gadgets,
Yeah.
buying your dream laptop. Every Nigerian dream laptop for photography is MacBook. And for retouching, lastly, say something on collaboration.
Okay.
So those things.
Okay. 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 First, number one is so if you are starting photography in the Nigerian space, to be sincere, if you are studying photography, yeah, and you don't have the money for it, it is fine.
Mm.
Like, not many people are talking about this thing, but this particular thing, because 50 mm of 2017, 2018 was 50K. What I see on camera joint is 200K, right?
Yeah,
That is a lot,
that's
right?
a lot. That's a lot.
And then we are now transitioning from using DSLRs to
Mirrorless.
mirrorless. The
Hmm.
mirrorless, you can get Sony mirrorless, right? There are 400K, 500K Sony mirrorless. But then you want to start well, and if you want to start well, you are looking at about 1.5 million naira,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Now, if you don't have the fund, it is fine to rent. But then there's the wisdom in going about that kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
You are booking a client, ensure you are booking, when you are booking, you're adding your rental fee to your booking.
Hmm.
That's separate from your profit,
Hmm.
right? And that's
Yeah.
separate from your.
Hmm.
So, or you can decide that, okay, I'm charging this a particular amount. You take a particular percentage out for your rentals and a particular percentage for your profits. So by the time
Hmm.
you're taking a particular percentage for your rentals, you know from your profits, you can split your profit into two. 50% goes towards saving for a particular thing you're trying to get, a lens, a camera, something,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And the other one can be to your bills. But
Hmm.
now, this is where it gets interesting. The kind of work you now need to churn out is the kind of work you want to pay for, right?
Hmm.
Such that
Yeah.
you get to a point where you are booking a wedding, you are charging 500K, you are charging 700K, you are charging 1 million. But like, you need to have done that work,
Hmm.
right? When I mean done the work, in your personal time, in shooting personally, in doing projects, in creating the kind of content you want people to look at, and I'm like, oh yes, I love this kind of work, and I'm booking this person for this kind of work. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah,
So
I'm with you.
if you are just starting out, like I said, when I first started this, get the knowledge, get as much knowledge as you can, lighting, composition, posing, taking pictures properly, like get everything right. Start with your friends and family, let them help you because people will believe in you, they want to invest in you, right?
Hmm.
And when you start getting your booking, you can decide to take a percentage out for your rentals. The remaining you can be saving it for for something you're trying to get. I hope that answers that question.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. That did. That did. So, lastly, you've not said anything on collaboration. Actually, you said something and buying your dream laptop. Buying.
Buying
Okay, you've not said something. Okay, you said something about acquiring gadgets, but you not said something about buying your dream laptop and collaboration.
yeah,
Basically.
buying your gym laptop is still the same thing. You need to save up for it.
Hmm.
Right? You need to consider inflation.
Hmm.
Yeah, if Nigeria is not the kind of country where you can pay per month, right? You have to buy it like you have to buy it as it is. And if you are the, yes, you don't necessarily need to buy a new Mac, right? You can get
Yeah.
an open box. You can get an open box that will be tested and then trust your vendor, right?
Hmm.
This is what they say. You can decide to do what you want. Don't take my advice, Mama. Not like what do what is comfortable for you, right? And yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So getting your you just really need to get a brand new Mac, right? You can get a an open box, right? And then like I said, save up for it. And then when you want to buy, you invest properly in it. I have people that they've had to borrow from people to buy their Mac, right? I'm not a big fan of borrowing to buy something. But if you want to borrow from people that you trust or people that have sense, people that will not. that knows that okay, you are investing in money because you want to get thing that will also bring money to you that then can pay back. And then you don't need to make any investment. You don't necessarily need to get back. If you don't, or you can also get back. You can get a good HP, right? The problem I have with HP is battery. Battery is not as strong as the Mac, right? Then if you are getting a MacBook, also consider the fact that you may pay for something if you don't have. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to do that on time. But yes, if you are getting a MacBook, you need to know you're going to be paying for something. Because I pay for software. I think I like the fact that I'm paying for it because I see a lot of advantages of paying for it. You get what I mean? So um, save up for it. Don't necessarily need to get a new one. You can get a UK used one. Not really. No, I don't really advise that. But you can also get it. I hope that answers the question. And
Yeah,
if
that does.
you,
What about
uh,
collaboration?
yeah, collaborations. If you are just starting, trust me, do the collaborations, right? Churn out amazing work. Churn out amazing content. Collaborate for the kind of work you want to do for, right? Collaborate for what you want people to look at and be like, oh, I like this person's work. This is what I'm going to put this person I want to do. Right? Churn out, do collaborations with um creatives. So this particular one you just talked about, the advantage of doing collaboration is your content is not just going to your own audience, it's also going to the other creatives you are collaborating with audience. You get what I mean? So you're collaborating with your makeup artist, you're collaborating with the stylist, you're collaborating with so many people. You can imagine collaborating with a makeup artist and then at the end of the day, someone from our audience also books you through because she has seen your content. He or she has seen your content on our page. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
Right?
sure. I
But
do.
you might get to where collaborating might not be a, a thing you want to always do. Right? You might only want to collaborate with the right people, but people that know that okay, this person, collaborating this person is going to bring this particular that's at the point you might be busy, you might be so busy that collaborating might not be something to do because you have so much ideas and the collaborating might not be like the next thing you want to do. But like I said, collaborate, right? Collaborate as much as you can. Take pictures, work with so many creatives, network, basically. Collaborating and networking. And that was what gave me, that was the advantage I had when I started. I collaborated. I had friends that were makeup artists that wanted to take pictures. We got a model, we took pictures, and the kind of content we were creating were wedding pictures or bridal portraits, right? That I will post on my page. I look like, oh, like it, right? That way I'm not lesbian, right? And I'm collaborating and I'm still trying out content. But
Okay.
like I said, the more busier, the more busy you get, yeah, that's right. The more busy you get, you might not have that time as much. Yes, I hope that answers the
Okay.
question.
That does. That's very brilliant. Everything you said is very important. So for this video, I'll try to make a copy on this page, then I will upload it on my YouTube page. I don't know if you would want to do the same, but okay. So to the last question for the day, you've made many mistakes in photography since you properly started in 2016. If you were to start again and you had 6 months to reach this level, or to, of course, if you had 6 months, you were to start again, you would do more than what you are doing currently. What will you do differently? How will you fast track your pace and how will you start?
Get a mentor.
Sorry?
Get a mentor.
Get a mid. I didn't get that.
Get a mentor. So
Okay,
the
get the
difference,
mentor. Okay.
the difference between me now and me then was at the time I didn't have anybody apart from
Oh.
October and he traveled, he left the country.
Mm,
So if you have a mentor, right, you will
mm,
learn from their mistakes. They will guide you on how to better go through the market,
mm,
how to better challenge because at the time I didn't have anybody to say. I was charging 3K for photo shoots, I was charging 2K for photo shoots, I was charging 5K for photo shoots, right? Yeah, it gave me the publicity, but it wasn't a good start
But,
because
mm,
you get. But now I've had people that I've had friends. I'm not sure that I had relationship. Like I've had friends that we used to work together before, and then they'd be like, "Oh, and they were just that, and be like, "Oh, Aliafa, I want to charge this amount. Should I charge this amount?" I'm like, "No, no, no, increase the price."
mm.
Because um, they get to have my own experience, right?
Okay.
Do you get? So if one thing I would do differently is number one, get a mentor. Two, probably networking. I'm not a very outgoing person, right? But I do well when I'm inside, right? I do my best. Like I reach out to a network, right? So two things: network. Number two, get a mentor. It's very important. Get somebody that you're accountable to, somebody that can tell you, okay, try this, do this. Someone that has your best interest at that. You get what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. And
Wow, that's
like I said, other things like shoot, keep
mm.
posting, keep, bro, don't give up. Like I said, I'll give up. Fuck up. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No.
So
Yeah.
I'll give up for couple.
Yeah.
That's true. Thank you so much for tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, one more. I don't know who is watching right now, but someone needs to hear this advice from you. What advice do you have for people watching tonight, ranging from creatives to vendors to clients to families to friends, home and abroad, everybody out there? I mean, someone you might have just one message for someone this night.
Thank you for watching. I'm really grateful. We are grateful that you watched this video, right, up to this point. Yeah. So number one, I'm grateful. Thank you so much for watching. Number two, Jesus loves you. God loves you. Loves me. I get that it might feel like a lot, but God loves you, and He wants the best for you. So reach out if you need help. Reach out if you need to talk to. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your family. And what else? For vendors, for creatives, bro, keep going. For sister, keep going. Keep pushing out your content and in pushing out your content. Learn the business side of your business. Right?
Mm.
We don't talk about that a lot. That's creative. Learn the business side of your business, of your photography, of the creative line. Like I said when I was talking, I said take a particular percentage out for your rentals, take a particular percentage out for your profit, particular percentage out for your sales. You need to know the business part of the business or your
Mm.
creative. So take time out to learn that, learn from the first, learn from people, ask them how can I do this, how can I get better, do your bookings, like write your bookings down, know how much you spend, know how much you take out for doing your deliverables, how much you give to your second photographer, to your videographer. Do you get what I mean? So
Yes, yeah.
God loves you. I love you. Don't give up.
Th-
There's so much more. There's so much more. Like there is so much more. Like when I say there's so much more, there's so much more increase. There's so much more profit. There's so much more out there. And
Mm.
don't limit yourself. Yeah. If you
Mm.
find somewhere, you expand. You don't need to stay on this. Expand. Stretch.
Mm.
Stretch. There is
Mm.
so much more you can give to the world. Don't stay in your corner or like oh, maybe I shouldn't do stuff that take you out of your comfort zone and trust God.
Mm.
But yeah, that yeah, I'm good to judge.